I think this fear, I mean, of having everything or getting your getting data breach or your privacy exposed somewhere because the data was somewhere in the cloud, that will always be there. But some things cannot be undone. You cannot go back to the old ways. It's just like you can say, I'm not going to drive an electric car because there's probably a chance of catching fire. Battery can catch fire. So I mean, the progress will always be there. Coming back to this narrative thing, that's why what we're building is we're building a local cloud in Pakistan, which is conforming to the local rules of the state, of the land, so that your data is not sitting somewhere in a server in Singapore or the US or anywhere else. And that is how it is. Let's say Canada also has those sort of data protection laws where you have to invest.
Absolutely, like with the UK and Europe, you have GDPR compliance and so on and so forth. And I think it's brilliant that you mentioned the local involvement, because one of the matters that is of concern is national security. And, and I think that giving the state that kind of control is actually a good thing because, you're complying with all the laws of the land, per se. Right.
Exactly. So, I mean, you're right. In that sense, you have to adhere to the local laws and to the local sensitivities, and you have to operate in those boundaries. And with time and things will change. But right now, what you can do is you can have the local cloud with the best-in-class security, best-in-class infrastructure, and you can port your let's say for the financial services. If the core banking is not being allowed by State Bank at the moment, then you can port your non-core banking, which has been allowed by the State Bank through its circular with certain conditions. So I mean, there's a will to open up, there's a will to move in this direction, because this is the direction that we have to go into, and reduce the cost for banking operations. At the same time, enhancing the ability of these banks to service their consumers, their non-bank consumers, getting new solutions in, not wait like an year to develop an app, just so that you don't lose out the market. So that is what we plan to do. We plan to do partnerships with the leading core banking and non-core banking players, both local and national, bring them on our data center. And then also some of the very new cloud native platforms that we've seen in Europe, especially doing well, because in Europe you just need a license, put in the regulatory and compliance framework, and just do your banking through a cloud platform and just go and market it. So that is how those are called the neo banks or the challenger banks, and that's how they operate. So we've got a large quantity of microfinance banks. You can't expect a microfinance bank to spend $1 million on banking software. When it's profit ही उसकी अगर 5 crore है तो 15 crore क्यों banking software में लगाएगा? That doesn't make sense. So we have to give them solutions so that the microfinance bank can serve its customers better. It's all about the end consumer. If you don't resolve this problem, the end consumer will not be reached.
It will also encourage financial inclusion, for that matter.